Welcome to Will It Work? I'm Kevin. Today we're looking at the Microvision. Originally released by Milton Bradley. This system is the first handheld game system, and it's incredibly weak. It's a terribly weak system. Some people like them, and like them enough that they do a lot of repairs on them to get them to be more modernized. The interesting thing about the system is that the screens were never designed to last this long. So this is an example of a bad LCD screen. Excuse all the other junk. That what happens is that they had this backing. It was kind of made out of people have said cardboard. I don't know if it's cardboard, but I'm not really sure. And the liquid crystal displays eventually leak, and you end up with that. It's just unplayable, and they fade over time and burned out. So for the longest time, like up until recently, there was nothing you could really do. You could hold on to your unit and hope somebody would eventually come up with a replacement screen, or just, hope you could find one that worked well enough that you could use. And finally, some guys on Atari age found some screens, or ordered them, or whatever they had to do, and they have both a standard, what they call a drop-in replacement, which is not that easy, or a backlit screen. Now, I got I have two of these. The one you just saw is in parts. That's okay. I know how to put it back together again. And then I was working on the one you're looking at right now. I wanted to prepare it for this video. It's a little bit tricky, though, to get this thing to be with this new screen, because it uses these connectors called zebra strips, which are basically like electromagnetic strips that I guess it's beyond my understanding how this works, but they send the signals through the matrix without having like an electrical connection. It's doing something where there's no wire there, there's no nothing. Like if I showed you, like this is the original display screen, and if you look at this, you will not see any contacts anywhere on this thing. It looks like a piece of glass, and it is not. It is an LCD display, and it has no other contacts. And what you do is you put these zebra strips along one edge and along the other edge, and it causes the display to create black squares on it. This doesn't look too bad until you get a backing on it, which can enable you to see some of the, and like a polarize, you need like one of the polarizers. But anyway, yeah, maybe this, I don't know, let's see if that'll do it. And that'll let you see some of the junk that this one has that was bad. So anyway, that's the bad one. The new one goes on there and you connect these zebra strips to it, and I almost have it working correctly. Got like 2 rows of blocks that are just not playing nice, and it might be the contacts need to be cleaned, it might need more pressure in a certain area, bunch of different possibilities there. I've opened it up and reassembled it now about 5 times today. I'm a bit done for the day, but I wanted to make the video anyway, and I can still show you what it looks like. It's just that there's a couple of lines that aren't 100%. So this thing, back in like, I don't know, 1978 or whenever the heck they made it, 81 or something, it was $40, and it came with this Blockbuster, which is like Breakout, and the whole screen is actually the game. The cartridge contains the ROM. I don't know if it contains the processor, but it contains the ROM, and the contacts are up here, and it slides into the Microvision, and then this touchpad, which basically just has some different spaces to interpret these buttons, will allow it to work. So Milton Bradley made a number of these games, but the resolution is only like I don't know, 30 by 30 or something. I don't know, 40 by 40. I mean, it's absolutely terrible. However you want to look at it. So let's see if I can get a display out of this here. I think this one I have to kind of hold down up here on the top. This cartridge isn't like tight, and that's another thing I gotta like work on, is tightening up that contact there at the top. So maybe not this one. Let's see. I have actually two Blockbusters because I have two Microvisions, and they both come with that. So let's see if I can get the same problem here. Let's try a C-Dual. Yeah. So it sort of displays a little American flag, and it puts blocks going all the way across that you can see. And then I could say like game, player versus computer, and I could say go. And this one will let me move all the way across the screen, which is nice. So this game is working 100% now, of course, now that I'm showing you guys. Great. And if you're wondering, just what the heck are you supposed to do in this game? I have no idea. Zero. But you can tell by the graphics that this is like prehistoric, basically. It's just awful. But, you know, the difference between this and like a standard LCD game is that this was using graphics and had programmable cartridges, so it's considered to be a cartridge system. And while there are buttons here to move and fire on the game itself, move and fire, the main controller is this disc down here, which allows you to, you know, move left and right. They didn't think about creating like a joystick. They kept it in a kind of a Pong style configuration. And they managed to come up with a series of games. That was C-Dual. Blockbuster, you can kind of see just on the box, which might make it easier for us all. It's like a Pong, or it's like a Breakout thing, and it's fun. I mean, it's, if you like Breakout, it's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, because it's kind of like designed for that more than anything else. It's got the one control on it. That works good. So I have C-Dual, I have Blockbuster. We saw that. I have this Vegas slots, which is terrible. When people make fake slot machines, I don't know, it must just be easy to program. We have Alien Raiders, which sounds cooler than it is, I think. So let's see here. Get a display. Let's say go. And basically I have these three fire buttons. I couldn't tell you though what the hell I'm supposed to do. I'm shooting at these things. And it doesn't do anything. See? Let's try a different game mode or something. Game 2. I don't get it. I just don't. I have no idea how that works. So that's the Alien Raiders. I think there's around 20 cartridges or something. I don't know if there's homebrew for this, but I imagine, like everything, there probably is. This is what a game box looks like. This is Connect 4. I think games cost like around $10 or $15 at the time. And you know, in today's money too, this is crazy expensive, by the way. You know, $40 today, or back then today, would be like, you know, over $100. So like $20 would be like, you know, 50 some bucks for one of these games. Although, like, you know, I lived back then, so even as a kid, and you know, when you're dealing with these inflation rates and all this sort of stuff, it doesn't all work out exactly right, because some commodities, their prices don't change as much as, you know, you would think. Like cars were way cheaper back then, for sure, you know, but like a gallon of milk, it's about the same price. It was pretty close to what it is today, you know. Food has gotten a lot cheaper than it was back then, or where things like cars got more expensive. Obviously, computers got cheaper. You know, electronics and things were more expensive. But then there was just, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but there's just other. Alright, sorry. Sometimes, like, I try to record these things in 4K, but sometimes my camera, I think it either overheats or it can't write to the memory fast enough or something. It doesn't really throw an error. It just stops recording and shuts the display off. It seems like it's something I'd have to read up on. So pinball, that one doesn't work, but it might be something where I have to clean the contacts on it. And then we have this Mind Buster, find the solution to the puzzle, and that's the last one I have. And there were, you know, some more. I mean, it's not an endless, because I mean, how many games can you make with that kind of display, you know, without having, like, say a storybook or something in front of you? There's only so much you can do. There is a Star Trek game for it, though. That might be fun. It's got some kind of a display going there. What's going on there? Yeah. So actually, this one, it looks like after my cleaning and everything, it's now working properly, which is nice to see. Yep, no idea what's going on. I could read the instructions, but it's like a Rubik's Cube kind of thing. Okay, so this the Microvision from Milton Bradley. It's this one works finally after many years of not working. I just didn't throw it away. I kept it, and we have a number of games here that work along with it. And you know, this is just one of those things where I think, like, it's a novelty. You know, you could look at it for about 5 minutes, and then you'll probably be like, yep, that's all I need. Because, honestly, nothing here is amazing. And it's 2021. I mean, you can get a Game Boy Color with more power than this thing and play, you know, a crap load of games on it. So, you know, I don't see a purpose really in picking this one up and playing it. It's weird because, like, there's some games that are fun, you know, that you can play on old systems still, obviously, and have a good time. I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't play this and have some fun. It's just that the selection of games and the graphical detail is not good, and so it's like, why would you waste your time? Like, it's just, you could get something else to play. This is, you know, this is just really, this is just too dated. It's too old. It's too dated. You know, it's part of the collection. I'm keeping it. I'm not insane or anything. I understand its value, but I'm just saying, like, it's not something I see, like, leaving out to play or anything. Like, I'm not really interested in playing Sea-Duel anytime soon. Somebody out there might really enjoy Microvision. I'm not knocking it. I just think that there's not really a good reason to go back and play this one. But that's just my opinion. Thanks for watching, and you know, we'll still have a few handhelds left here, I think, but we're starting to run low on the handheld video games as part of the collection. Still got a lot of base systems, Pongs, and retro systems, and all kinds of good stuff. But in terms of handhelds, that's a bit of a finer line. I still have some stuff. So I got the Virtual Boy, which is portable, and I got some rare and some off-the-wall old stuff that I'll show you guys. But in terms of the mainstream stuff, we've basically gone through it all now, and now we're just going to be looking at a bit more of the more obscure things in my collection. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good one.